Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The time has come that you've all been waiting for. It's finals time. So, for those that are unaware how the finals work in the Arena of Blood, all the finals are double elimination. Additionally, you can't be killed by the same person twice. So, to explain this for those that don't understand what that means, if Lexicon was to come in and face Beastly or Dan and die to Dan, he needs to die to somebody else other than Dan to be eliminated. With double elimination in mind, the fights just go on as long as need be. We, of course, also do implement a sudden death mode as well for the finals. When a fight surpasses the 3-minute time limit, blinding bolts start getting chucked into the sky that both competitors are going to have to dodge just to mix things up. We, of course, will be switching back to a God of Blood, as we are the Arena of Blood. Clear out our arena. And actually, real fast, let me make sure that the gate downstairs is open so nobody gets trapped. Last thing I need is a combatant that can't get into the arena because they're stuck. Oh my god, son of a bitch. I don't have time for you. Forgot I can't even get that thing from over there. God damn it. Could you guys get the fuck out of the way? No! Oh my god. This happened last time too, didn't it? I died to these fucking hollow soldiers trying to open the gate. Actually, you know what? You don't need that gate. You can just run around. Fuck it. This door is open. That door is open. That is enough. We're not going to worry with... because that gate opens from that side. So if they get in here, they can open it themselves. So, once again, finalists, come on up, drop your sign, God of Blood. We're going to be up on the platform. Throwing out some of these annoying-ass hollows that keep getting in the way. We are ready. Ready to go. Damn right. Finals hype. This is what it's all about. Can you switch to max level at the end, Fight Club? No, I cannot. Not be switching to max level for any reason today. Finalist? Yes, finalist. So as a measure, try and put your ring in this little center area. We're going to be boxing it off right now. This is where the warmth will be, where the signs will be. Of course, the only signs that should be coming down are the finalists. If you're not a finalist, please do not put your sign down. I'll repeat that. If you're a finalist, please do not put your sign down. It's a general measure. If I keep seeing your sign down and I accidentally pick it up instead of a finalist, I will usually not allow you in future tournaments. Because we have done this for over 3 hours now. We have 7 people who managed to defeat 5 combatants in a row. Missed your chance to be in the finals. There's always next time. But now, it's about the guys who made it. Of course, as part of the finals, if a random red happens to invade, or a random blue happens to invade, we will pause the finals temporarily, absolutely murder the shit out of the invader, and then reset them. Just for good measure. Cannot risk any, bullshit shenanigans from a random invader. Alright. Get a warmth out. If you are stuck somewhere in the level, feel free to message me. I will try and rescue you. And here we go. Round 1 of the finals. We have Lexicon. For those that don't know, Lexicon managed to go 5-0 right at the very start of the tournament. This is it. Lexicon against Middle. Middle running a Poison Whip build along with the Greatsword. See how effective that'll be in the finals. I'd imagine people have their Poison Moss with them this time around. Lex so far only taking some spot damage, looking for a good opportunity, avoiding the whip. Middle gets a good thrust in, switching up to the spear, but taking one to the throat himself for 374. Lexicon is not to be underestimated with that spear. Forbidden Sun comes out, easily rolled through though. Lex unfortunately taking a little bit of graze damage there and taking a good hit from the spear, but getting a decent trade in the meantime with that whip. And there's a spot, eats the moss, making sure that poison build-up does not culminate into a death. Getting some big hits there in the middle, 500 damage, evening up the health pools, about 50-50 each. Trade not really good for Lex right there, though. Both combatants down to that 50% mark. And the pokes are coming out. Who's it going to be here in the first round of the finals? Lex taking a little bit of damage from the poison ice there. And a big hit coming in. He tries to get a follow-up thrust. Both combatants getting close to critical health here. Lex shielding up, looking for his opportunity. Middle as well, though. Neither combatant wants to take a hit here and risk taking one of their deaths in the very first round of the finals. Ooh, and a good block by Middle there. He manages to get a poke in, but it's not enough. Forbidden Sun comes out, doesn't connect. Lex rolling back, barely dodging the spear there. Looking for his chance to strike. He goes in for a poke, backs up, dodges the whip. Oh no, and a big spear hit. Lex isn't down yet, though. He gets a poke of his own, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Lex takes his first victory for the finals. And that also is one death for Middle. Lexicon healing on up. I will wait for you. No worries. That is fine. We also do allow spell replenishment for the finals. Additionally, if someone manages to get 3 in a row in the finals, we'll bump them up into the semi-final tier by default. Dr. Pepper did not make it in, unfortunately. Lexicon now against Metalhead. He gets another victory here. He'll be knocking deaths into finalists left and right. Metalhead is up. It's dual fire Spartan build. Lex being cautious though, not wanting to take damage. It's a good spear thrust in, 500 damage into Metal. Fun fact, Spears actually won the tournament last time as well. Peldrick Seath running the Dragon Slayer Spear. Lex rolling, not wanting to get too close to those blades. Barely dodging the jump attack right there. Good play by Lex, it's still full health. He's not letting Metal take advantage of the damage potential of those swords. Not getting close enough to him for it to have
glorious incandescence.
And donation hype coming in as a big trade happens in Lex's favor. Metal now down approaching 50%. Lex takes another grazing hit, but he clearly has the health advantage here. He could even go for trades if he wants to. Ooh, and the second poke connects. Almost 400 damage into Metal, knocking him below 50%. Lex looking to clean this up. Is he going to secure a quick second win here in the finals? Ooh, takes one hit from the Drake Keeper swords. Fortunately, the double does not land. Metal looking for an opening. We can see the enchants are starting to run off. A big trade there. And Metal can't afford to take these trades. He's now into critical. 2 more pokes and he would go down. Lex still standing strong, about 50%. Metal needs to make an opening somehow. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he needs to get an opening on those spear. And a backstep follow-up by Lex doesn't connect. Metal waits for it. He takes another poke. Metal barely hanging on. One more thrust and he's out. He rolls through the spear, tries to get the follow-up. It doesn't connect. Lex trying to clean it up with the poke. Wants the victory here. Metal gets the follow-up across the back. Not enough, though. Lex still about 50%. Metal rolls through. Looking to make the opening. Lex switching up to something quicker. He's going to go for the rapier to clean things up. And there it is. Lex with a second victory. Putting a death into Metal as well. Donation hype. $10 from Durian. Can't wait to see more of this. Well, we have plenty of finals to come. Message coming in from B. Slayer Dan. You're getting sniped by randoms. We will switch it up then. We'll switch up to Gotta Struggle. I don't know why randoms are trying to snipe you. Either way, you're gonna make it. You're already in the finals, so like, we're gonna pull down your sign. Lex buffed up and ready to go. Now up against legit Jake, who fought his way through. Back at Hyde's Tower of Flame. How will he compare up against Lex, though? Combatants take their places. Early trade going on in Lex's favor, about 500 damage going into Jake. Jake rolls through the other spear thrust. Not able to make a connection, though. Almost getting the poke, but it's not quite there. Lex also switching up to the Estoy. It's a good poke in there, but the Ring of Thorns putting out a little bit of damage into him. Those Ring of Thorns can be tricky. Combustion coming out from Jake, ineffective though. Lex looking for his opportunity. A quick backstep there, no follow-up though. And he gets two good pokes in, 500 damage into Jake once again, taking a little bit over 100 damage from that Ring of Thorns. And that might not be the best choice for Jake here. There's a lot of rings that would be helpful, a lot more helpful than a Ring of Thorns in this situation. Ooh, Lex barely avoiding what could have been a backstab there after switching to the spear. Takes a quick upslash across the face, taking 700 damage in total, but only getting 300 into Jake. And Jake has almost even the health pools out here. Jake going for another combustion. Lex looking to clean this up, get a third victory, and push him straight on into the semifinals. Lex backs up. Two pokes, and he's still looking good. One more thrust, and Lex could clean this up and secure a quick slot into the semifinals here. Oh, and that's it. Lex, ladies and gentlemen, with 3 wins. Now our first semifinalist. 1 death into both Jake, Middle, and Metalhead. Lex taking it on home. Wait, who the fuck is Mech Duck? We're gonna molest this Mech Duck person. What do you mean you can't put it down? Why can't you put it down? Are you being invaded? There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to put it down. Right now we are on God of Struggle. Where is this fool? Oh man, we must be getting invaded by one too. Middle coming in. No. Where's this random that had his sign down? Put a Sunlight Spear in his ass. Ugh, and an Arbiter Spear. Jesus Christ. One moment, having minor interruptions here in the finals. Middle, we have 2 randos to kill. I don't know where they're at. Neither of them are showing up, though. I might just kill myself just to get both the randoms out of the world and pull people back in. I don't really feel like waiting for a bunch of random jerk-offs that are taking up summoning slots. There's the blue. Let's go kill the blue. You invaded the wrong world, bitch. Better off just killing yourself, brah. Dude, and where's the other red at? I don't know where the fuck the other red's at either. But this jerk-off is now sitting down there. The other red is fucking nowhere to be found. Alright, that takes care of one. Where the fuck is this other dude at? I don't know where he's at, but he needs to get out of my game. He's wasting the time of everybody, and it's pissing me off. Give him one chance to leave. Dang, getting ganked, people are invading. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, there's a bunch of fucking no-lifers that are trying to ruin the tournament. It's like, doesn't matter, we're in the finals. They're gonna happen. God of Disease, we're gonna switch to. Still got to get Dan, Dennis, and Rapid in. Neither of them have had a chance to get in here so far. I don't know where that one random red is, but I can only assume he's sitting around jerking off. Okay, thank you then, Duck. I did not know that you had left. While fighting the red, I was unaware. Or fighting the other one. Alright, so we got Middle, we got Jake, and we have Metal coming in. So Middle and Metal both have one death each already from Lex. This is about to be an elimination, I think, between one of them. No. Our finals of the arena is already set up. This is where we're going to be. So you don't understand. Wherever we go, there's going to be jerk-offs that are going to follow us and try to snipe because those people are just sad. That's their existence, is jerking off into their own mouth while trying to ruin a fight club on a Saturday. Instead of participating for gloriousness because they're just terrible scrubs, they would rather jerk off into their own mouths and try to ruin everyone else's fun. Either way, Middle, well, actually, yeah, all three of you have one death from Lex. I mean, ideally, I'd prefer to get Dan, Dennis, and Rapid in here and have them fight, but it looks like Jake and Metal are stepping up to the plate against each other. One will survive. One will be eliminated. Who's it going to be? Jake. Pulling out that whip, making some range. Metal trying to advance up on him, make himself an opening here. Jake doing the backstep dance. Big trade there in Jake's favor. Knocking Metal down. Metal getting a good hit in though. Just about evening up the health pools. Both combatants down to about 75%. And Jake getting some good damage in there as well. Slightly taking the health lead here. Advancing up on Metalhead. He goes for a preemptive parry. It doesn't connect. Metal tries to get the connection as well. goes for the thrust. Metal also going for the thrust. Somebody's about to go home. Somebody's about to go home. Who's going home? Who's it going to be? Metal goes for the jump. Takes a hit from the whip instead for about 250 damage. Rolls out of the way, avoiding the combustion completely. Rolls through. Tries to get a connection. Ooh. Lucky he didn't end up hitting that attack. That likely would have ended up parried. Metal 50%. Jake about 75. Jake now blocking up. Going in. Another quick grazing strike. Metal just keeps hitting chipped down here between the whip and the pokes. He is being whittled down through all of his health. And he can't quite get in there. Every time he gets close enough for an opening, Jake either rolls out of the way or comes in with a combustion to send him back away again. As a good measure for the other finalists, I would just leave don't put your sign down until there is a spot for sure. That way there's less of a risk of getting invaded by gankers or having just gankers summon you in general. Jake getting more damage into Metal. Metal's almost evening it up, making Jake down to about 50%, but Metal's close to 25 himself. And he needs to make something happen here. He needs to get a combo with those swords. And Jake is just not letting it happen, doing another 200 damage into him. Going with the spin around for the whip. Metal needs to make something happen here. Things aren't looking good for him. Another whip. Can't quite get in against Jake with those blades. Jake playing aggressive now, and he cleans it up. Jake taking a victory. And Metal effectively getting eliminated from this month's edition of the Arena of Blood. That leaves us down to 6 competitors. Now, Jake, you do have 1 loss at the moment. Middle also has 1 loss, so you two can fight to the death here, effectively eliminating one of you. However, if you were to win, that could also put you up into a semi-final slot. So that is a tough decision to make. That is a tough decision. I mean, technically speaking, Box, Dennis, and Dan should all fight to see who's going to get a death, but it is up to the combatant, and it looks like Jake says, I'm going for it. Jake steps out, knowing he has 1 death. He is confident enough. He says, I don't give a shit. Jake wants to knock out Middle right here and propel himself into a semi-final slot. Ooh, and Middle laying down some big pain, 700. But Jake isn't afraid. He's giving it back just as hard. Throwing knife comes out. Is not effective. And here comes the Fire Snake. Does not miss. Jake gets another big hit for 600. And Middle in trouble here, below 50%. Jake's still about 75%. He's looking to get that semi-final slot. He is trying to knock Middle out right here, progress himself up. He says, fuck this. I've competed too long or too hard. I'm making this mine. Jake wants it. Dodges Middle. Goes for a swing. Does not connect. We can see Middle now playing more cautiously. A big trade there. Middle can't afford to make these trades. His health is too low. Another slash coming in. He successfully blocks. Gets a slight poke in. Very good use of his shield right here. Jake also pulling out the shield. Maybe going for a parry. Instead, he ends up taking a couple hits himself. Both combatants now right around 25%. It's a decent poke on Middle, knocking him within the lock-on ring, or as we call it, the critical threshold. And oh my god! Oh, Middle survives barely! Ooh! Oh man. Unbelievable. The Forbidden Sun barely scraping away. Barely scraping away. And that would be the 2nd death for Jake, unfortunately eliminating him. Middle, on the other hand, pulling a win out right there. He is still hanging on, ladies and gentlemen. Middle is still hanging on. You did make it. Well, technically you were a quarterfinalist, but same thing. Oh, that's what you mean. Haha. Alright, we will have to. We will do that if we have to. Jeez, Dan, they'd love you. I mean, messaging the ring won't help much, because ultimately people could still see what ring I'm doing if they're looking at the stream. So Rapid can't get in here. We'll have to move arenas. Where does either way, we got middle up against Dennis for now. Currently, Lex is the only one to have progressed. Dan, I think I just got you. I don't know what we're gonna do with Rapid without moving arenas, because this is kind of. I would just hang out in that area. Rapid. It only takes 30 minutes for it to fall off. But Dennis laying down some strong pain on the middle here to start things off. Knocking middle down to almost 50% instantly. But Dennis is poisoned, and his health is ticking away, and he doesn't seem to mind. He's not even... There we go. He does... Oh, no, he hasn't. He is still ticking and ticking. That poison damage is compounding, but there's the parry! Dennis doing that monstrous damage! Is Middle dead? Middle is not dead! Middle is still barely alive somehow, but there's a poke. There is a poke to knock Middle out. Dennis says, fuck this shit. I don't care if you poison me. Securing a quick win. Dennis just tanking through the poison as if it's nothing. And getting the parry for the win. Very excellent play right there. We now have Dan up against Dennis. Lex, of course, the only one that's moved into the semifinals, which will likely turn into the finals with another elimination or two. Rapid Box still can't connect here, unfortunately. I don't know how we're gonna... I mean, moving arena seems a little counterintuitive, considering how close we are to the end here. I would just slap your brother for burning effigies. Dennis getting buffed up, Dan buffed up. Neither competitor with a death yet. Who's it going to be? This would effectively be one death for one of them. And we're now down to 3 competitors plus Lex. And a backstab coming in from Dan. 700 damage going into Dennis right there. Dan staying right on top of him with that Chaos Blade. And as long as he doesn't get parried, he'll be good. The parry comes out, it doesn't connect. And instead, Dennis is down to 50%. And Dan is rolling through. And he's not letting these parries scare him. Dan just mixing up the timing just a little bit. This is brutal. Dan with 2 more hits. Dennis goes down, ladies and gentlemen. Dan bringing the pain and securing a win. Well, now I guess technically we have to move because it would come down to Rapid and Dennis because Dan's already killed Dennis once. And Lex is already in the next tier. So we're going to have to fucking move arenas. God damn it, Rapid. I want to slap your brother in the mouth. Alright, Dan, we're gonna move arenas, I guess, since we can't get in the other finalists, so here, let me send you out the right way. Damn brothers. So next up would be Ra versus Rapid. Because Dan can't fight Dennis again. We're going to travel to... I don't know, does everyone have the first bonfire of Undead Crypt? We could go there. If everyone has this bonfire, we'll go here to have Dennis versus Rapid. Just put down your sign like right here. And we'll have the fight right in this open area. It's a good spot to have a fight, I guess. I don't know where it summons you in, but I guess there's I don't think, as long as you have like the ladders down, I don't think there's anywhere it can summon you that you'd be unable to fight properly. We all, of course, are still on the God of Disease, and it looks like I'm being invaded. That's fucking fantastic. See, this place, I feel like it's really, this is a very high-density invasion location. I think invasions are pretty likely to happen here. No signs yet. Still no signs. This whole area. If any of the finalists can't come here, please let me know immediately before I keep putting down more prism stones. It's a rather big area. I don't like this giant fucking shadow here, though. Got our arena. I'm still seeing no signs. Place your signs right here on the steps. This will be the area that we will observe from. There we go. Rapid is showing up. Whoever the invader was, they apparently left as well. So we need it's Dennis. You are eliminated, in fact, middle. Should I stand back here to watch? Nah, definitely a better view over there. I'll probably just like stay. See, I don't like this big fucking shadow. It's just this big ugly shadow right here that doesn't really make sense at all. This shadow has, like, no. This would not cast a shadow like this. Not one bit. But pretty good area to watch the fight. Welcome to my arena of blood, bitches. We praise the sun and people get killed here. Here we go. Dennis coming on in. So for those that are unaware, currently Rapid has not had a chance to fight. Lex, securing 3 quick wins, effectively propelled himself almost straight into the finals, considering there's only 6 people instead of 8. Otherwise, he would have been a semi-finalist. Dan has 1 win, and it is currently against Dennis. Since it's double elimination and you can't fight the same person twice, basically Rapid and Dennis have to fight now. So if Dennis beats Rapid here, then it comes down to Dan versus Rapid. If Dennis loses right here, the fight comes down to Rapid versus Dan, in which case the winner would end up fighting Lex. Rapid is buffed, Dennis is buffed, and the fight is started. Big trades going out already. Dennis takes the favor on the trade. Going for the jump. It does not connect. 2 quick thrusts coming in from Rapid for about 600 damage. Rapid looking to clean this up and secure his slot as the semifinalist against Dan. The parry comes out. It's not there, though. Dennis waiting for the opportunity. I like how the lightning swords basically create little flashlights underneath them. It's kind of cool. Rapid trying to get more thrust in, right around 75%. And a big jump there. Not really in his favor, but the health is looking good. And Dennis getting a good poke in. Rapid looking low. Another jump comes out. Rapid rolls. Gets 2 more poke. Just 1 poke, apparently. Rapid rolling through. Oh, no! And there's the parry! Big damage coming on in. And Dennis lays down the pain. Dennis effectively lays down the pain. So, with Dennis, that's actually 2 wins for Dennis. It's 1 death for Rapid. So now it would be Dan against Rapid. So the thing is, Dan only has 1 death, however. Or Dan has no deaths. And both Ra and Rapid both have a death. So, it would be Dan versus Rapid. If Dan eliminates Rapid, it comes down to Dan versus... Dan would have a rematch with Dennis to see who makes it into the final, since Lex slaughtered the first 3 people. Oh, it's next to the bonfire? Oh, see it over here? Put your sign up on the stairs, Daniel. Put your sign up here. My dude's leg is dancing. We can dance if we want to. Oh no. Damn, move it to the stairs. I keep missing your sign. Yeah, but I mean, we're so close to the end, it doesn't even really matter at this point. Like, literally, there's this fight. If Dan kills Rapid, it's Dan versus Dennis. And then depending who wins there would go up against Lex, and then it's best of 3 against Lex. Oh, I got Rapid. Well, so Rapid needs to come in anyway. And we need Dan as well. Where you at, Dan? Where you at, Dan? This Rapid has just died to Dennis, so we have to do Rapid versus Dan. After the tourney, I will be hopping off. Dan asked yes. Yes, if he puts it right here. I mean, I'm looking in both spots. I'm hanging out on the stairs, so it makes most sense to put it there. But if it's not there, I'll get it. Either way, I'm waiting. I'm just right at the stairs, so. Dan versus Lex would be mod battle of the century. I think I got Dan in. So to explain the breakdown of how this is working, it's going to be Dan versus Rapid. Should Dan win, that'll put Dan at 2 wins, Dennis at 2 wins, Dennis with 1 death, but regardless, they'd have to face off again. At which, because they would both have 2 wins, but Dan would have no deaths, Dennis would have to beat Dan twice to advance to the finals. If Rapid kills Dan, on the other hand, then it would be Dan versus Rapid a second time. And then whoever wins the second match would fight Dennis in a 1-fight bout to move on to the finals against Lex. So it all comes down to what happens between Dan and Rapid right here. This is your destiny. Prepare yourselves. Either way, Dan has 2 fights ahead of him. At least. Oh, there we go. They're both enchanted for lightning flashlights. Big trades going in. Trade in the favor of Rapid. Dan waiting for a good opening here to strike. Preemptive parry coming out, and neither competitor wants to go down. We can see they're both playing very cautiously. Dan rolling out of the way. Rapid rolling as well, dodging, not taking that hit. Goes for a double thrust. Ooh, Dan barely blocking the second thrust and taking 2 pokes there. Getting 1 in of his own with that Chaos Blade. Rapid down to about 50%. Dan slightly above 25. Taking 2 more big pokes, 600 damage into Dan. Dan now critical. Can't afford to take another poke here. And ooh, there it is. Dan goes down and Rapid secures a kill. That now leaves our 3 finalists right here. Each have 1 death. Rapid and Dan both have 1 victory. Dennis, on the other hand, has 2 victories. So, being that Dennis defeated one of the previous finalists, in addition to killing Rapid before, while Rapid and Dan only have 1 victory each, Rapid and Dan will rematch to determine who ends up fighting Dennis and final elimination to move on to the finals. Rapid hanging in strong. This is it. Deciding the fate of the other semifinalist right here. The winner of this match will end up facing Ra as a Dennis. Whoever wins the match with Ra's Dennis will secure the 3 wins to move on into the finals versus Lex. It's coming down to the wire. This is when shit gets real. Take off my crown. Welcome to the tournament. It's tournament time. I don't even know. Do I have welcome? I don't have the welcome on. I'll just keep on my crown. Daniel, are you back in there? Dan? Dan? There's Dan. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Dan versus Rapid for the semi-final slot. Go. It is up to you. Go. Fight. For the semi-finals, who's it going to be between these 2 fine competitors? Beasley or Dan? Up against Rapid Box. Both are buffed, both are ready to go. Dan going for a backstab, doesn't connect, manages to dodge the poke though. Ooh, 2 pokes going into Dan for 500 damage. Dan needs to be careful here. Taking those 2 pokes early on was not in his favor. Ooh, big trade not in Dan's favor again. It's almost down to about 50%. Rapid hanging on, though. About 75 and 2 more pokes. Things aren't looking good for Dan. These pokes are punishing him. Dan misses the backstab. Rapid goes in for a poke. Dan barely rolls out of the way. Gets him with the Chaos Blade, though. Only gets 1 good hit. And Dan needs to be careful here. The Chaos Blade could effectively kill him now that he's down to 100 health. Oh, and a final poke eliminates Beastly or Dan from this edition of the Arena of Blood. And now, with 2 wins under Rapid and 2 wins under Dennis, it is now time for the semifinals. Dennis, having previously taken out Rapid, Rapid now has a chance to redeem himself here. If he can beat Dennis, he will move on against Lex. Both combatants have 2 wins. in this series of the finals. Both have one death. This next victory determines who fights Lex. Lex, please head on over this way and put down your sign. Shit is going down. Shit is going down. Rapid box healed up. Dennis healed up. Who's it going to be? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the semifinals. In this corner, we have Rods Dennis, known for parries and brutal damage. In this corner, we have Rapid Box, known for those killer pokes. Who's going to make it into the finals? The match is off. Dennis going for a quick parry. It does not connect. A jumping attack. Not in Rapid's favor, though. He takes about 500 while only putting out 400. And he knows he has to be careful for these parries. Taking a quick hit there for about 500. He gets in a poke for 200 damage. Takes another attack from the sky. 600 damage going in. Dennis goes for a parry. Does not connect. Rapid tries to get the backstab. That also misses. Goes for a swing and a thrust. Another jump and attack. And he's taking advantage of the fact that Ra uses this jumping attack a lot now to punish him. Very similar to what Seath did earlier. But a spin around. Rapid now barely hanging on, and there's the jump. And Rapid Box goes down to Dennis. Wrath is coming out. And we are now up to Dennis and Lex in the finals, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for things to go down. Tell Rapid to turn off. What? Turn off stream. Dan said he's teleporting. Well, I mean, either way, he's dead. It's up to Dennis now. Dennis had just taken him out. Lag is sadly part of the connections. Lex, where's your sign at? Now, for the finals, of course, deaths are reset, wins are reset. So this now comes down to Lex and Dennis. Best of 3 between these two combatants. Whoever gets it will be crowned champion of the 6th Arena of Blood. Our first 3 tournaments, our very first 3 tournaments that were held were based around anything goes. Of course, the 4th tournament was a 150 tournament. Unfortunately, the winner never really got met up with me to get his build showcased, which is unfortunate. The 5th tournament was our first in the Fashion Souls Edition tournaments, where Pildrake Seath was the victor. And this, the 6th edition of Arena of Blood, coming down to 2 excellent combatants here. Over here we have Rods Dennis, running some sexy robes, Minotaur helm. Very high elemental resists on that gear. Of course, the ruler sword, excellent choice for getting out damage. Over here, we have Lex running a bit of Lucatiles with a spear and a rapier. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen, the first round of the finals between these two combatants in a best of 3 series. Who will take home this Arena of Blood? Circling each other like hungry wolves waiting to strike. Dennis goes for the jump. Lex with 2 big pokes going in, almost 800 damage coming out. Dennis tossing out a poke of his own. Lex dodging the jump. And there's a parry. Big parry coming out. Driving it on home. 1190 going into Lex. Dennis is showing he's not afraid of those spears, showing how powerful parries still are. Lex taking 2 big hits right there. Dennis laying down the pain. Pumping 1 death into Lex very fast. Dennis showing just how effective parries still are in the PvP meta of this game. Especially when you know how to time them well. Dennis is cleaning things up with these parries right now. This could come down to one more match. It could come down to two. Of course, we are on a best-of-3 series. Though Lex is now at a disadvantage against Dennis. Dennis now only needing one more victory to effectively eliminate Lex from the tournament and secure it for himself. Needing to get 2 kills against Dennis to win it on the other hand. Will this be it right here? Will this be the final match? You can feel the excitement in the air, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. This is coming down to the wire. Dark Spirit Lexicon is coming in. The warmth has dissipated. It is now time for these two to compete in round 2 of the finals. Who is going to take it home? Lex, known for excellent spear play throughout the tournament, unfortunately ended up getting caught by a brutal parry last time, effectively putting 1100 damage into him, taking out a huge hunk of his health bar. He needs to be careful with those spear thrusts, and he can't afford to get parried again. Another parry would most certainly result in almost instant death for him and effectively secure the win for Dennis here. Dennis at the same time very reliant on those parries, also putting out good damage with the sword though. His greatest weakness, probably those jump attacks. While they do a lot of damage, they do leave him vulnerable to spears. Dennis getting sent home. We will re-pick up Dennis's sign when it shows up. The intensity is real. I don't know where he's at. I don't know where Lex is at. I don't know where Dennis is at either. I need signs. Coming down to the wire. Lex has returned. What's up with the crotch bulge? Does my guy have a crotch bulge? I don't think there's a crotch bulge. If Dennis got parried, I think the chat would go into instant uproar. What's up, son, bro? Dennis, where's your sign? God of disease. There it is. There's Dennis. And I'm gonna go grab some tea real fast before this gets started. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen, right here. If Lex wins, he's still alive, and it'll come down to one fight. However, if Dennis goes down here, that will be it. Poke coming out. Lex blocks. Gets in a good swing there for 200 damage. We can see Lex playing very cautiously. Rolling out of the way. Rolling to dodge the jump attack. Waiting for his opportunity. He rolls through. Gets in another quick slash for 200. And this is good play by Lex. He's not getting greedy. You can see Tennis goes for the parry, but Lex is too far back. He just waits it out. There's another parry again. Lex being very cautious this time around, knowing that the slightest mistake could cost him his chance. Ooh, barely dodging the roll there. Very good play by Lex. And so far, he is not going for these parries at all. He's being very careful. Good backstep. Barely grazes him. Some good damage going in. Some good damage. Dennis almost down to about 75%. Now taking the shield back out. Lex is just playing careful and playing safe, and it's paying off greatly for him. Tries to go for a thrust. The thrust isn't quite there. Dennis goes for another thrust, doesn't connect. He can't quite seem to get the hits on Lex. Lex goes for another thrust. Ooh, barely blocking in time, only taking some chip damage from it. Another thrust comes through. Raj trying these thrusts, but they're not paying off. Lex getting a quick hit in for 190, putting Dennis down below 75%. Aside from minor chip damage, Lex still at full health. Just fighting this very carefully, and it's paying off. Another quick swing in, and we can see he's just waiting for his chance here. He's taking small swings. He knows a second swing will likely result in a parry. He's playing this very smart. A good double roll there. Rolling through again. And we can see Dennis playing very aggressive right now, wanting to end this, knowing that he has one extra life, or even if he were to die here, the fight would not be over. So Dennis is going pure offensive instead of playing reactionary. And he gets a good poke in for 300 damage into Lex. That's almost... Man, that hit Lex for a lot. That's almost evened up the health pools. Lex getting another hit for only 200 into Dennis, knocking him down to about 50% now, though. I'm honestly surprised Lex hasn't gone for a parry. If he can land a parry on one of these roll attacks, he would effectively be able to clean things up right there. But that's up to Lex. There's a parry. Parry does not connect, though. Lex gets in another swing. Dennis doing these jump attacks. Lex still playing ultra safe. Dennis still playing aggressive with these jump attacks. And a big hit coming in there. 236 coming in from the katana. Lex still blocking up. Dennis switching up the strategy, going for something that's quicker. He's going to try and poke Lex out and secure the win right here. Goes in, gets a quick thrust for 168. Lex switching up to dual weapons. 600 damage coming in. Big damage from Lex. Dennis now on the precipice. Lex finishes it up and secures a victory with only 50% of his health gone. This now puts them at 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. This is, of course, a best-of-3 series, meaning there's one more fight. One more fight will happen by Dennis and Lex in just a moment here. Shit is going down. Very careful play by Lex, resulting in a victory. Not the most exciting fight I've seen all day, but good play nonetheless. I don't know who you are, Crazy Eyes, but if you're trying to get in here, remove your sign. This is the finals. Waiting on Dennis' sign to pull him in for one more match. Who is going to get their build showcased this week? Who will be the victor? So this is honestly, I wanted Lex to win that match just because knowing that this now comes down to this fight makes it so much more intense. Because the last fight, Dennis could make mistakes. It didn't matter. He had a free life sitting in the bag. Now, he can't afford to make mistakes. So now it really comes down to, you know, someone's going home with second place. Someone's taking home all the glory. Chat will riot no matter what. Basically. I mean, this tournament has been it's been a 4-hour plus tournament. There it is. Dennis showing up, ladies and gentlemen. This is about to be it. This is going to be the final right here. The last match. Why you switch up your look? You look like the other dude that was in here. You look like the other guy. Why are you dressed up like a Havel monster all of a sudden? Boy, you take that Havel monster shit off right now. I see those Havel gloves and those Havel pants. Don't betray what got you here. Lex, I'm serious. You go back to what you wore to get here. You're not switching into Havels for extra defense in the last match. Fuck that. What's going on, Wild? Boy, I still see those Havel gloves. There we go. That's more like it. That's what I want to see. Stay true to your fashion. This is going to be it right here, ladies and gentlemen. In this corner, we have Lexicon 343. In this corner, we have Ra. It's Dennis. And this is the final match of this Arena of Blood. Let's get it on! Here we go. Ra with a jumping attack to start. Lex blocks, taking minor chip damage, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Ra goes for a thrust, ineffective. Lex still playing defensive, and Ra still very offensive here. Rolls out in time, though, not taking a hit. This match may come down to sudden death. I'd hate to see the finals come down to sudden death, but they're both playing rather... Lex, at least, is playing rather defensive. Ra being very, very aggressive still, which is surprising. I expect him to play a lot more defensively. Lex getting in a quick hit. Ra going for a parry, hoping for it to connect, but it's not there. Going for some shield breaks now as well. Ooh, and a big thrust into Lex's back there. That's the big benefit here. While Lex is playing very defensively, he's only getting in small amounts of damage at a time. Anytime that Ra gets in a hit, it's hitting for a lot. It's hitting for about 2 or 3 of Lex's swings. Lex goes for a thrust. It's not there. And ooh, a backstab. Barely missed there by Ra. That could have ended it right then and there. Ra getting a big poke and a follow-up. 800 damage into Lex. Lex now down to 50%. Shit is heating up. Ra staying aggressive, knowing he has the advantage. Lex getting 2 hits in, barely rolling out in time. Ra trying to clean this up, going at those rolling attacks. Knowing that Lex is already past health, that he can clean this up if he stays aggressive. Lex rolling, barely through. Rolls through again. Lex switching up to a bow. Very interesting change in play. He takes that off real fast. Ooh, both combatants rolling through each other's blows, no damage. And Lex is getting chipped down ever so slowly. He is getting chipped down. A big hit coming into Lex, 418. Lex now down to 25%. He can't afford to take hits from this Ruler's Greatsword anymore. It's too much damage. Only getting in little 200 damage hits. Lex needs to make something big happen. He's going to need to get a backstab or a parry to change this health difference. He can't afford. He's not going to be able to whittle Dennis all the way down. He'll die from chip damage. Ooh. Dennis with another poke. Barely misses. Lex still staying cautious. Still blocking. Just blocking and backing up. This is probably the most defensive I've ever seen Lex right now. He can't afford to get hit at all practically, and Dennis is just riding his ass. Dennis knows this, and he's taking advantage of it. He's going out to try and kill Lex right here. He wants to end it. He goes for the parry. Parry isn't there, though. Lex switching up to the dual blades, knowing he has to get some big damage out, but he can't afford to take trades. A trade would be deadly for him right now. A good double roll there. Lex backing up, rolling again. Doing a preemptive double roll just in case there's another slash coming out. Ra with a jump. Lex goes for the swing. It's too late, though. Ra just rolls away. He's not going to go down to these double katanas again. Oh, no! A big hit into Lex! Lex now down into critical. Oh! And with the running thrust, Ra takes it home, ladies and gentlemen. Ross switching to the rapier at the last minute to clean things up. An amazing victory. Whew. 3.4 million souls were farmed during this Arena of Blood. I am now over 10 million. Well, either way, as we end out all Arena of Bloods, I will, of course, fight the victor before we close things out. As you may know, being that we have a new champion, we will of course do a build showcase of Dennis sometime in this next week. Make sure to it'll fit in somewhere along the path with working on Destiny. So I'm going to fight the final combatant. And then that will close out this edition of the Arena of Blood. I'm probably about to get buttered. I'm going to get buttered so badly. Woohoo! Science Halberd don't give a fuck. Oh, the science! Oh, and a final poke by Dennis to take me down as well. Well played to you, sir. So this, of course, ends the September edition of the Arena of Blood. Of course, we only do these once a month as things currently stand. So the next one will be the first Saturday in October, which will be right after the release of the final DLC for Dark Souls 2. So, of course, for those that managed to miss small portions of the tournament, the whole thing will be uploaded to YouTube additionally. And with that in mind, that closes out this tournament of the Arena of Blood. So thank you very much to everyone that competed. It was an awesome tournament. Great competitions today. Great fashion all around. We even got to kill a couple Havel monsters, and it was a really good time overall. So thank you again for all coming out. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, and we will see you guys the next time we end up live.